Hi, all you high-functioning alcoholics. I am that. I was that. I am recovering from being an athletic alcoholic or an alcoholic athlete, and among many other things. So that's the topic today is athletic alcoholism. I really feel like this is a tough one because you don't look like an alcoholic. You don't really act like one because you work out a lot. You might be a marathon runner or a cyclist, or for me, a yoga instructor and yogi. But I also ran. So, I get out there and I sweat, and then I reward myself with alcohol. So I know this cycle very well. I kind of ask myself now in hindsight, what came first, the alcohol or the athleticism, or did the workout or the alcohol? What order did it go in? And it did both. Let me give an example. So sweat drop for tequila drop. I worked out knowing that I was going to reward myself later. If I worked out, let's say 5 miles running, I would probably think in terms of how many margaritas I was going to earn. It was literally tit for tat. I could justify in my head how much alcohol I could get. Now, I don't know how much I had, but there was sometimes going into these drinking parties or, cantina, after sweating a lot, I had this in my head that there was going to be a lot that I had earned. Like I had built up some sort of reservoir I could really dive in because I worked so hard. And in that workout, I have to say there was a lot of that, if I do more, I'm going to be able to allow myself to have more. Now, that was that loop. That was that egg chicken, whatever, chicken egg. But then once I got in the middle of that drinking episode, it was already creating the workout that was going to happen tomorrow. At some point, it switches from I'm rewarding myself to now I'm earning the next one. I didn't think this at the time, and this is all hindsight. I'm just telling you, if you're in that, I know this well. And so you want to think I earned all this and I deserved all this. But in the morning when you get up, you don't feel like, okay, everything's okay. The reward was given to well-earned exercise and the job is done. It is not. It just begins again, especially if you feel physically affected by the alcohol. A lot of people say they don't have hangovers, but I'm here to tell you, you feel something. And you don't really know maybe sometimes what you feel until you take that alcohol, any drug, alcohol out of the equation, and you get to feel like what the naked mind does and the body on nothing feels in the morning. It's a different thing. So yeah, you might not feel like you have a hangover per se. I used to say I don't either, but I'm affected. And I feel, now I used to think this was kind of a blessing, motivated to do something. Like I am fired up. I would say rip, roar, and drunk meant rip out of bed, roaring, which is my drill sergeant in my head, from the drinking I did the night before. I am going for it. I feel so unstoppable in the workout that I do post-drinking, especially if I had a big night. I was not the type to lay around in bed and sleep my hangover. No, I couldn't do that. I had to work out. I had to get back to ground zero. I had to get back to normal. I was recovering physically, mentally, emotionally from what happened the night before, but also preparing and earning the next one. It just didn't stop. I was in a cyclone. I was in the middle of it. It just kept tearing at me. And I couldn't stop because I was so, I worked hard and I played hard. I liked that idea of myself, burning the candle at both ends. Worked out physically hard, work, party, indulged deeply. I got it. And then I would stay up late and get up early to do the workout or to do the yoga or whatever. So I thought, I got it. I was able to get away with that for a long time. I wish I hadn't gotten away with that as long as I did, because I'm at the other side of it. I'm out of that. Thank God. The workouts are so pure now. I mean, they're not driven by an insane repentance, or I must do this because I now am in trouble in some way. And I'm not working out in a way of earning some beer or drink later either. That I did. I'm not calling you out. I'm saying that this is real. And it's real that you can get out of it too. And it's real that you can lie to yourself a lot about whether this is working or not. I'm going to ask you a question. Have you ever heard the voice of your own heart in the middle of the night, sometimes 1 o'clock in the morning, 2, 3, mine was 3, that says, this is not working. This can't be right. No matter how logical all this panned out, I worked hard, I earned it, whatever. No one's calling me out. I'm not drinking as much as that guy. I don't live under the bridge. The mind will tell you all kinds of things to keep you in that loop. But have you had that voice, I'm talking about your own, that said, stop? I had that probably thousands of times. 3 o'clock in the morning, it's quiet. I can hear that voice. And I want to listen to that voice. And a lot of times I would tell that voice, I will. I am not drinking today. I'm not going to do that again today. And I've heard so many people now that I'm in recovery, they say that too. And if you say that, and you are the biggest fan of you, thinking, I can do this, and then you're the biggest letdown of you, and you don't do it, it's very normal. You can't really do it alone. I mean, some people do. I have not met that person yet. We do this conquering that loop together. And I'm going to ask you if you know anyone who is athletic like you, but also is in recovery, doesn't drink or doesn't party. If you know that person, ask that person how they do it. And that's your first big step. Asking my drinking buddies, telling them really, I'm going to take a break. That never really worked. I mean, temporarily, like a little Band-Aid, but it didn't fix the issue. So I'm here to give you hope that I understand. I've been there for years, 20 years. I did that. I got out, and you can too. There's lots of help out there, and I hope this inspires you to get some. Namaste.